Welcome to TeachMeAuto.com. In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a fuel filter in this 2001 GMC Sierra 1500.
Keeping a clean fuel filter is very important because a clogged fuel filter will hurt your engine's performance and it will decrease your fuel mileage.
Now, we're going to show you the tools we'll need to do this job.
Let's go.
For this job, we're going to use a jack and 2 jack stands and 2 wheel chocks. Now, you don't have to use a jack for this procedure possibly, but we did because we wanted a little extra room and also for video purposes. We'll need an 8mm socket and ratchet or an 8mm wrench. This is to remove the negative battery terminal. We'll also need a 5/8 line wrench for the fuel line and a 20mm open-end wrench for the fuel filter. We'll need some gloves to keep the gasoline off our hands. And we'll also need some eye protection. Always wear eye protection when you're working under a vehicle. We'll need a new fuel filter. A shop light is always good for extra lighting. We need a pan to catch the extra gasoline that will flow out of the line in the filter. We'll also keep a fire extinguisher handy. This is always important when working on a vehicle. And make sure that it will do Class B fires. That is for liquids. Remember, when working around gasoline, do not smoke. Have no open flames. This includes a pilot light on a water heater. No bare light bulbs, and always dispose of gas-soaked rags properly. Then we're going to put a wheel chock behind the rear passenger side tire and in front of the front passenger side tire. Then we're going to jack the vehicle up on the frame rail on the driver's side. Once we have raised the vehicle high enough, we'll slide our jack stands under the frame also. Now we'll lower the vehicle onto the jack stands. Now we're going to remove the gas cap in order to relieve pressure from the gas tank. Then we're going to raise the hood so we can remove the fuel pump relay. The fuel pump relay is located in this box called Electrical Center. Turn over the lid and look on the schematic and find the fuel pump relay. Once you've located it, remove it by pulling up and maybe gently twisting side to side. With the fuel pump relay removed, we're going to try to start the engine. If the engine doesn't start, just keep turning over the engine for about 10 to 15 seconds. This will remove fuel from the line as the fuel pump is no longer pumping fuel into it. Now, as a safety precaution, we're going to remove the negative battery cable. This will keep the electrical current from being supplied to any components inside the vehicle and also keeping down the risk of having an accidental spark. Now we're going to position a pan under the fuel filter to catch any fuel that's still in the filter or in the lines. Now the fuel filter is held in place by a mounting bracket. Now to remove the mounting bracket, remove the 2 nuts on the opposite side of the frame from the fuel filter. In our application, we didn't have to do this, but yours may be different. Time to remove the lines from the fuel filter. In order to do this, we used a 20mm wrench to hold the fuel filter in place and then broke the line loose using the 5/8 line wrench. And we do the same thing to the other side. Once the lines are broken loose, you can use your 5/8 line wrench to go ahead and remove the lines. Now, if an excessive amount of fuel comes out, you may need to retighten the lines and turn the engine over a little bit longer. It's a good idea to go ahead and let the fuel drain for a few minutes just so it can empty the lines and out of the fuel filter. Now we can go ahead and slide the lines out of the fuel filter and then slide the fuel filter out of the bracket. Now it's time to install our new fuel filter. Make sure the arrow indicating the flow direction is pointing toward the engine. Now slide the fuel filter into place. Slide the lines into the fuel filter. And go ahead and tighten up the line fittings by hand. You have the fittings as tight as you can by hand. Now get your 20mm wrench and your 5/8 line wrench and go ahead and snug it up pretty good. Now we go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Now that we have the fittings on our fuel filter tight, we can reinstall the negative battery cable. Now we're going to go ahead and put our fuel pump relay back in place. And now we'll put our cover back on. Don't forget to reinstall your gas cap. Now we're going to prime the fuel system. To do this, we turn the key to the on position 4 to 5 times. Do not start the vehicle. Hear the fuel pump kick on for a couple of seconds when you turn the switch to the on position. Once you've primed the system 4 to 5 times, the engine should start right up. After we let the engine run for a few seconds, we'll shut it off, then we'll crawl into the vehicle and make sure we don't have any leaks. Sure we didn't have any fuel leaks, we're going to lower the vehicle back on the ground. We're going to start the jack under the frame and lift it up. Remove each jack stand. Then we'll slowly lower the jack. And the last thing we're going to do is remove the wheel chocks.
Well, we hope this video will help you change the fuel filter on your 2001 GMC Sierra 1500.
As you can see, this job wasn't that difficult, but we were working with gasoline, and whenever you're working with gasoline, you need to take every precaution possible because gasoline is highly flammable.
That's for sure. Well, we welcome your comments. Please email them to us if you have anything. Comments@teachmeauto.com.
As always, thank you for visiting teachmeauto.com and have a great day.